So I just wanted to point out some things just to really get the gears turning in that head. I'll touch on this multiple times throughout just the whole series. But I think this is a good introduction to why I have not been to a doctor or haven't seen one in about 10, 11 years. So we're talking like 2014, 2015. I have not even really been sick like that in the last 5 years. I don't get the, when everybody gets the flu, I don't get that. When everybody gets the cold, I don't get that. Allergy season, I miss that every season. And the reason is because I avoid the medical field and I'm indulging in nature and things that actually are beneficial for my body. Not what they tell me are beneficial for my body, what actually is beneficial for my body. So let me get into it. The medical field is ultimately about illness, fear, and death because that's how they make their money. That's what you gotta understand. The medical field is a business first. Business first. Your health and making sure you're all right is down the road. That's down the list. That's not their priority. That's not their priority. Making you healthy is not the priority. If it was, we would be healthier as people. Healthcare is disease management. If you never got sick, you would never think to take their drugs. If you're healthy and knew how to heal yourself, you wouldn't need them, which will hurt their pockets. If they profit off your sickness, why would they cure you? If I make money when you get sick as a business, what would I want? For you to be healthy or for you to be sick? What would make me more money? The pharmaceutical industry is a multi-trillion-dollar industry that the FDA and the government agencies rely on for money and for funding. That's why you never hear or see any advertisement or the promotion of healthier lifestyle choices. They tell you that the only way for you to be healthy is to eat dead animal flesh and take drugs. All this medication floating around, all these people eating meat, why aren't people healthier? 250,000 drugs are on the market currently. Not one of them has the ability to heal you, but they all have the ability to kill you. That's interesting to me. The experts are creating these drugs, by the way. But if the drugs work and they're so effective, then why are people still sick and getting sicker at a higher rate? 81% of the American population takes at least one pharmaceutical drug a day. Sound like drug addicts to me. Pharmaceutical medications don't help you, don't heal, don't provide any type of nutrition for the body. There are no minerals, no vitamins, no phytonutrients, no hydration, and that's what your body needs. Ain't no oxygen, nothing. Instead, they give you a bunch of chemicals that have a negative impact on the body that will lead to other problems later on. Pharmaceutical drugs only make the situation worse by suppressing the symptoms needed to alert the body to let it know that there's a problem so it can begin the detox process. But they numb all that. Basically, it's like, imagine if you had a fire going off in your house, you have a fire alarm, but the fire alarm is not going off. When they give you the drugs, they're basically cutting off the fire alarm. They didn't put out the fire. That's why when the drugs wear off, you have to take their drugs again. It says it temporarily relieves for 4 hours, 6 hours. How come it doesn't permanently relieve it? Because it's not addressing the problem. It's just basically saying, oh, there's smoke in the house, but instead of dealing with the source of the smoke, let's just take the smoke detector out. Just so we don't hear the beeping anymore because it annoys me. Okay, but the problem is still there and the smoke detector would stop if you address the root of where the smoke is coming from. You see what I'm getting at? The medical field doesn't address the root. They just make you not feel the pain for a couple hours, but then once it wears off, it all hits you at once again. Now you feel worse. That's where dependency and reliance comes about. And then you're hurting yourself because your body now stops producing its own natural chemicals to deal with certain situations. Now you're going to be dependent and relying on their drugs because the body's like, well, since you keep putting this synthetic stuff in us, we not going to keep producing. You got it, apparently. That's why that's detrimental. You should never use that shit. It's poison. They tell us that there's a virus that's infecting people, and that's what allows them to push their drugs even more, to make even more money. Pharmaceutical companies aren't telling you to add more fruits and plants in your diet, to get more sunlight on your skin, to cut out the processed foods and these dead, denatured animal proteins. The FDA won't tell you that either, because they're owned by the drug industry too. They also own the TV, the radio, advertisement, all the media. So they can easily put out a better message, but they won't, because they know that eating that stuff makes you sick, which gives them a reason to promote drugs. Sick people are profitable. The sicker you are, the more profitable you become for them. The more money they make, not you, they make. And it's expensive as hell to be sick. If I can make a bunch of people sick, I can make a lot of money. That's the mentality that the medical field has. That's why I stay away from them. I know how to heal myself. Anything that happens to me. I've had tooth infections. I've had allergies. I've had receding hairlines. I've had gut problems, pre-diabetic, erectile dysfunction, and fix all that shit. And have helped others. I know how to cut weight. I can drop 20 pounds in 2 weeks if I want to, in a healthy way. I can drop 22 pounds in 7 days if I really want to. I know how to morph and change and do what I need to do for the body, because I understand cells. If you understand cells and what a cell needs to fully thrive and be alive, then you understand what the body needs, because your body is made up of those cells. Why you think why you think nutrition classes aren't mandatory in school? You would think that would be, because you can't do anything else if your health is fucked up. If you sick and you bedridden, you can't get up and achieve or do anything. So shouldn't health and nutrition should be just as important as ABCs and 1, 2, 3s. But again, they make money off of sick people. But instead of telling you that, the reason for your sickness is mostly because of the foreign chemistry that you're putting in your mouth and injecting into your body that causes genetic mutations, altering gene expression, and inducing cellular disintegrations. They will tell you it's some deadly virus or pathogen on the loose, or it's your age that causes this. Because y'all swear, y'all love saying, oh, you 33, oh, you old now. Like y'all want to be old so damn bad, and y'all want to have these health problems, knee problems, joint problems so bad. Like, y'all don't even understand how that old is a mentality. Aging is a process. That does not influence your health or cause joint pains. Because you're 40, that does not mean now your knee is going to be fucked up. It's what you did throughout the years of you becoming, or is what you were doing before you turned 40 that causes the reason why you are the way that you are at 40. But that's why they push death and fear. There's a scary new virus or disease on the loose that can make you extremely sick and kill you. And if you don't take this wonder pill or get the salvation needle, then you could get it and spread it to people, and that would be irresponsible. People become more fearful and anxious because they don't want to die or see their loved ones die. So they feel like they're responsible. So they rush after what is viewed as a helpful tool, when in actuality, that's what's going to destroy your body anyway. People don't know. Medical malpractice is the third leading cause of death in America. That will never be mainstream. That's not a simple Google search. But just so y'all know, the medical field causes the most deaths. It's right after heart disease and cancer. They number 3. So why would I want to go to them? With medical malpractice, whether you dying of the side effects, whether they're misdiagnosing you, giving you too much, or the side effects of what they're giving you is killing you. But when emotions rise, logic decreases, so you don't even give what you're doing any thought. Anxious people are easy to control because you can scare them into submission. Blind faith is like their religion. Then people view these doctors and scientists as saviors and good people, which makes people accept whatever is being promoted. And then those same people encourage people around them to do the same thing that they're doing without any question. They can get away with this because of the way sickness is taught, and people lack knowledge of self and don't understand what makes up the body and how it functions. You don't know chemistry. You don't know biology. You don't know biochemistry. You need to understand those things if you really want to understand yourself and how you're made up physically. So then you know that when something isn't right, you know exactly how to fix it. It's like being your own natural personal mechanic. But If you did all that and took time to understand that, then you would know that none of this stuff comes from the outside. It happens from within, and it's the drugs that are not only making us sick, but keeping us sick and ultimately killing us. And they call this healthcare, and we pay for it not just with money, but with our state of mind and with our lives. Sunlight, fasting, fruit with seeds, organic. If you really care about yourself. Now, if you don't give a fuck, all right, keep indulging. But if you trying to live, you trying to be better, you want to be stronger, you want to know what true power is, reject them and get into nature. Look into the holistic world. Educate yourself. Knowledge is power.